serving up a warm dish of the Triad's culinary fare, here's your weekly helping of food, news, and views. This is The Man Who Ate the Town.
Well, hey, folks, and welcome to episode 141 of The Man Who Ate the Town podcast. This is for the week of February 10th through the 16th, 2020. My name is Tim Beeman.
My name's Ray Morgan.
And we're opening the recipe box. We are recording this episode of The Man Who Ate the Town in the Less Desirable Studios in the lab at Industry Hill. So, late last week, Triad Business Journal and Michael Hastings in the Winston-Salem Journal posted about a new restaurant from Chef Travis Myers and Ryan Oberly that will open in Innovation Quarter sometime late spring or early summer. I have to be honest, I have known about this since the concept began more than 2 years ago. But we have been purposefully keeping it on the down low for several reasons. Both Ryan and Travis at the time were working at Willows and didn't want to start any junk. I will actually be doing some of their PR work, and this was really supposed to be my announcement to make. Chef Travis got a little zealous, and instead of putting out a teaser, he gave the whole thing away. That's okay. We had a laugh about it. The secret is out now, though. However, they have not settled on a name or logo. When that happens, Chef Travis and Ryan will be on this show to make sure that I am the one who announces it. I'm not necessarily going to go into the details. You can read the journal article and get whatever you need to know from that. We will have more information to come straight from the horses' mouths when the time is right. So,
looking forward to hearing more about that.
Yeah.
Where in the Innovation Quarter are they going to be?
It's in the Bailey Power Plant.
Oh, okay, cool.
They built that new part on top next to the smokestack that's not the side where Venture Cafe and all that stuff is.
Right.
This is on the ground floor of that. So
nice.
it will incorporate some outdoor seating as well as indoor. It's, I think, 15.
So is this going to look out across Bailey Park?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 bars. Open kitchen concept. It's going to be more small plates and things like that. Shareable food, good things. So yeah, there's a lot more. It's going to be a rather large restaurant too. It's like 5,000 square feet in there.
Ooh, nice.
So I may be exaggerating on that, but I don't think that I am. And you remember,
we'll get it straight from the horse's mouth soon.
Yes, and they have both agreed that they will come on here before they talk to anybody else about it. If you remember a couple weeks back, I was talking about the rumors of a pizza place coming to the former Twin City Slice location, right? And I wasn't going to spread rumors before confirmation has been made, and the confirmation has been made. So, it will be called Brothers Pizzeria, which I already knew was to be the name, but again, I am not other quote-unquote food journalists in this town that will just go start spreading something the moment they hear it. Brothers...
There's something for integrity.
That's true. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute, too. Brothers Mike and Anthony Scotto de Frega will be bringing New York-style, or as they actually call it, New Jersey-style pizza to the spot. They're looking to open in April and maybe even as early as March. They plan on being open for lunch and dinner and even late nights on the weekends, which we couldn't figure out why the last place didn't do that. They will at least have beer and possibly more. Anthony is currently a partner at Whitaker Square Pizza and will remain as such. He'll still split his time between the two places. Mike is a manager at BLL Rotisserie Factory. He will be the managing partner and will work at Brothers on site. The restaurant is located at 214 West 4th Street, and you'll know more when I know more. So,
love to get those guys in here and talk about it.
Yep. I'm pretty sure they're quite busy right now since they're trying to open in March, but I'll see what I can do. Our buddy Algernon over at Zesto has been teasing about a second location, and I'm going to say that they're going to open in Lexington. I don't have details that I can actually talk about, because I still haven't gotten full confirmation outside of just him talking about it, and I'm just going to leave it there. But I've known that it has been. Algernon and I talk a lot, and he says, "Don't go say anything because I don't know what's going to happen with this." It wasn't actually. It kind of fell in his lap. Truthfully, I can say that much anyway. But it was basically somebody said, "Hey, I want to look at this spot," and he went down there and said, "Yeah, this would be a great spot." He said, "Good, let's do it." And so I think that's what's going to happen. So as that continues to grow, then we'll talk more about that.
Is it an existing business that he's going to take over?
No. This is a second Zestos. Zesto in I think it's an abandoned kitchen right now. The restaurant that's no longer operating. So
Good.
this is my disclaimer that these are only opinions based on my experiences. As with any review I post, it is my hope that you will visit the establishment and formulate your own opinions and views of the restaurants. No review is ever meant as a means to denigrate or belittle the good work most of the restaurants are trying to do. This is an opinion of what I did or didn't like or how I saw things. It is not a reflection of the overall quality or vision of the company per se. Pardon the pun, but take us all with a grain of salt. Now, usually that means it's going to be a bad review coming or a less than spectacular review, but that is not the case today.
I was going to say, generally, you're pretty consistent about saying, all right, this is my disclaimer.
Yeah. So,
Regardless.
for a while, and I will say that over a year or more, maybe 2, 3, I have heard the lore and storied goodness that, quote unquote, supposedly was the chicken at J&J Food Mart on Broad Street and Acadia Avenue. I was like, it's a convenience store. It's a convenience store and a U-Haul location.
I know where you're talking about.
And chicken? It's like Jim Mora from the playoffs? So, chicken? Well, I was in the neighborhood last week, or 2 weeks ago, and decided it was actually time to go and check this out. I have to say that the pageantry, the pomp, the circumstance were all realized, and it's all true. There is no fluff and junk there. This is really, really good. The owner, George, let me try a wing. It was a breaded wing. I'm generally not a breaded wing fan, but it was delicious. It had great seasoning. Nothing was overpowering about it, just enough saltiness and not too much oil flavor. I actually got to taste the wing, and it was unsauced, so it was just a wing. But it wasn't just a wing. It was a delicious wing. So I also tried one of their potato wedges. It's just lightly seasoned, and a chicken nugget. Again, all spiced just right. I try not to fight with my food, so I went with the nuggets and the wedges. I had it with the house-made ranch dressing, the honey mustard, and the Thai chili sauce. I really like. I'm not a ranch fan, but the house-made ranch that they did was really, really good. But wait, there's more. I also had something that I had never heard of. Pickle egg rolls.
Pickled egg rolls?
No. Pickle egg rolls.
Pickle egg rolls.
So, when you think egg roll, you think of the crunchy wonton type shell that's got all the cabbage and pork and all that stuff. That's usually what an egg roll is, right? And a regular traditional, I say traditional, an American Chinese restaurant. Well,
Right.
This is more of a sweeter type shell. It's not the regular wonton type. But it kind of eats like a mozzarella stick or a jalapeno popper, except for the jalapeno is not a jalapeno, it's a pickle, and it's not hollow, and it's a pickle spear. And so if you can imagine taking a dill pickle and throwing it into a mozzarella stick with a sweeter shell. That's pretty much what it is. And I think whenever I posted it on Instagram, I think George misread my comments about them. That perhaps I didn't like them, but I did like them, and I actually had more the week after. I gobbled them up completely. I actually had the same thing. He let me try a naked wing, and it was only done in the fryer, but it looked like it had char marks because he had put sriracha seasoning on it and then fried it, and it created char marks. But it was fried, not charred. It wasn't grilled. And then he tossed it in some buffalo sauce and butter and stuff the way the wings should be. And it was really, really good, too. There's just good things happening there. The chicken is great. The prices are fantastic. And George is pretty fantastic, too. I recommend that people go by 2022 South Broad Street and check this out for yourself. Tell them I sent you. And I have to say, this was not a sponsored visit, and I paid for all my food. So it wasn't, I'm not getting paid to play here.
Right.
It was everything that I'd heard and more. So.
And this is the U-Haul place. They're Broad and Acadia.
Yes.
There's a Dollar General or Family Dollar or whatever on one corner, and Slappies and Monster Cater on the other corner.
Yes. Yes.
That
and
place.
That place. A U-Haul station.
I've used them as a U-Haul drop-off point.
Well, you go in, and it's a little bitty convenience store. I mean, they have the things that you would expect. You know, the chips and soft drinks and lottery tickets and cigarettes and all the things that you'd find at a convenience store. But in the back, there is actually a little restaurant. There's a stand. There's no place to sit and eat, so everything's to go. But
I was going to say, what's the ambiance like?
the ambiance is very U-Haul and convenience store like. But that's not the point. The point is try the food. They have
the dashboard dining room.
Yeah, they have actually fried chicken, you know, the white meat, the dark meat. They have breaded wings. They have naked wings that they're working on. They have the pickle egg rolls. They have the wedges, fries. They do chicken right. They really do. I have no complaints whatsoever. Again, I've only tried a couple of things there because I liked what I had. And whenever I went in, I said, you know what? I want more of that. Especially that pickle egg roll. Because when I ordered it, he says, well, you're confusing me. I'm like, why? He said, I got from your post you didn't like it. No, I liked it. So, yeah.
I like it. I like
it
a
lot.
My wife loves pickles in particular. We'll have to go by and try that because I'm a huge fan of chicken. So a good chicken place sounds good to me. I would have just never, ever.
Well, as was me, our friend David Stanley told me I need to do it. A couple other people said that too. And I'm like, and then Michael Hastings had posted something about it. And I'm like, it's a U-Haul station. It's a convenience store. Well, it is. It is every bit all of that. But it's also darn good chicken. Darn good chicken.
I'm looking forward to trying it now.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since you said the pricing was good.
Oh, the pricing is very good. I don't have the menu in front of me. I mean, I got six of the chicken nuggets, the wedges, and the 2 pickle egg rolls for less than $8.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And they have the nuggets come in, and those are made there. They chop up the chicken themselves, hand bread it, and deep fried. It's not stuff from a freezer, at least not pre-made from a freezer. Right. They come in 6, 9, and 12 for the nuggets. I'm sure you can go higher, but yeah, they have a really extensive menu. So it's definitely a recommended place for me.
Cool.
Moji Coffee, Natalie, who has been a past guest in the past on here, sent me an email that Moji Coffee is for the first time ever offering tableside service conducted by none other than their wonderful Mojistas. They're offering coffee and dessert reservations for $30 per couple, inclusive of 3 courses. They are wanting to provide a cozy and quaint place for a sweet treat on Valentine's Day evening or the next day, Saturday. That's the 14th and 15th. The 3 courses, the course 1, you will get your 2 choices of beverage from any of the below of their or any other menu drinks, but specifically the raspberry white mocha, the chocolate strawberry frappe, red velvet frappe, or the rose hibiscus tea. And I'm wondering if the hibiscus tea is our friend Susan from
I
Cup of
wonder.
Love. So that's course 1. You get 2 of those, or anything else from their menu, but those are the 2 specific things. Course 2 is locally made locally made dessert samples, and I'm wondering if you get all of these, just like 1 of each or something that you can share, or maybe 2. Raspberry chocolate macaroons, or macarons, sorry. Frosted cookies, and chocolate-covered strawberries.
Yes, I want all that.
Yeah, I know everything was chocolate there, and I saw you had to wipe your mouth 3 times.
I need a bit.
Yeah, and then course 3 is the takeaway course, which includes a red rose and a box of locally made sugar dough truffles.
Ooh.
So reservations can be made through their Facebook page, that's Moji Coffee and More, or directly through Eventbrite at valentines@mojicoffee.eventbrite.com. That'll be in the show notes. So if you read this post on the Man Who Eats Town website, you'll be able to link directly to those things.
That really sounds like a great way to celebrate Valentine's Day.
I think so too, and everything that goes on there is providing, as they talked about, people with challenges to learn skills and be hireable.
Yes.
And also, if you can't get there on those days, they are offering the Valentine's frappes, sugar dough truffles, heart cut brownie, and much more all this week. They also have an awesome new cinnamon roll they want people to check out. And they also have a really exciting second location opening on the 29th of February. That's a Saturday. It's the same day as the Less Desirables Network party, by the way. And I believe that would be at the Central Library. They are taking over the spot where Coffee Park Central was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
and-
That's great for them.
Yeah, and I was worried when Coffee Park wasn't there, but it turns out that Tommy Priest, who owns the Coffee Park facilities, actually helped them get the space. So he was working with them, and which is a good thing.
Help put himself out of business.
No, yeah. Well, no, he's going to concentrate on the Coffee Park Airstream and the one in the Milton Road Center.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, I think the one down in the Central Library was more of a temporary thing anyway, just to get them going. So, not Moji, but to get the library and have something there for them. So.
Well, I just think it's great that the library is going to be partnering with Moji.
Oh, yeah.
That's perfect.
I agree with you on that. This is a reminder, too. Don't forget, tomorrow, the 11th of February, is the Camus exclusive wine dinner at Carrabba's.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's $75 a person, which is more than it usually is, but these are Camus exclusive wines. So the
If
first,
they're going to charge more, they upped the game.
oh yeah,
Big time.
so the courses are pancetta and gorgonzola salad, rigatoni campagnolo, surf and turf with Tuscan filet, a 9-ounce wood grilled Tuscan filet based in Mr. Carrabba's grill base, and a hand-formed, lightly fried jumbo lub crab cake, served with grilled vegetables, and that's paired with. See, the first one was paired with the Conundrum Red, second one with the Camus Susan Grand Durif, and the third one is with the Camus Vineyards Cabernet Sauvignon, and then the wine poached pears and burrata with the Conundrum Red blend that you had in the first. So it starts tomorrow at 6:30. Reserve your seats by going to Carrabba's.com/exclusive. And then also the 18th, next Tuesday, and the 25th are the regular wine dinners. I'm pulling that up, so give me a second.
I mean, this is a good way not to just celebrate Valentine's Day, but just to celebrate Tuesday.
Right. Stephanie and I are going to eat there Friday, but not, well, it'll be Valentine's Day, so we can't get around that. But I asked Daniel, I said, look, neither one of us really care that much about Valentine's Day, because to us, every day is Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
So I don't need a special day for, Whitman's or De Beers or Hallmark or any of those people, FTD, to charge me 3 times as much as I would get any other time. So
come on, Tim, buy into the consumerism. Buy into it. Come on.
I'm a capitalist at heart. I truly am. But I don't believe capitalism requires me to pay more than I have to.
Right. Or that you have to buy every little whim that comes around.
Right. I mean, I do enough during the week, every day. And you can ask her. I'm not just saying that. She'll tell you that I don't need a special day for that. Every day is a special day. The 5-course menu is $55 per person for the 18th and the 25th, and that includes shrimp Raffaello bruschetta with a Prosecco kiss, a house salad with a decoy Chardonnay by Duckhorn, the scampi Damien, I'm sure Damien is Damien Carrabba, paired with the Antica Chardonnay, the grilled chicken Sorrento with the J. Lohr 7 Oaks Cabernet, and then a chocolate mousse paired with the Elouan Pinot Noir. That's the 18th and 25th at 6:30. You can get those reservations by going to Carrabba's.com/wine dinner.
I'll take those wine dinners at Carrabba's and put them up against any other restaurant in town.
Mm-hmm.
I continue to be impressed with what they're doing.
And last but not least, and this is going to be off the cuff because I haven't had a chance to formulate my thoughts on it, but before we got to recording here today, I actually visited the opening tomorrow West End Pokey. That used to be where Alex's Cafe is, the Dave Hillman and Victor from Quiet Pint and Burke Street and what was Uncle Buzzy's. That's them. So poke, if you're not familiar, is kind of like the Hawaiian version of sushi. It is like sushi grade, sashimi grade fish and other things that are basically in rice bowls with Hawaiian flavors and still Asian, because Hawaiian's heritage is of the South Pacific Asian heritage. So, what we tried was the Hawaiian. Well, there were actually a spicy tuna rice cake that I got to try, but I wasn't there long enough to take the picture because I thought it was at 10:30. It was actually 10. But that's okay. I only missed that one thing, and I actually got to taste it. I just didn't get to take a picture. The first thing that I had was the Hawaiian ahi tuna, which has ahi tuna, cucumber, sweet onion, pickled watermelon radish, which is not only beautiful, it really tastes good. Avocado, cilantro, sesame seeds, and the classic sauce, which has a little kick to it. Great, colorful dish. The ahi tuna was done, it's just marinated in this Hawaiian sauce. It was really, really good. And I actually have, you can barely, I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
That's the watermelon. The listeners can't, but you can see all that red. I don't know if
Yes.
that is the watermelon radish
Oh, okay.
and the cucumbers and sweet onion. It was really, really good. Then we had the poke oke combo, which is ahi tuna and salmon with cucumber, carrot, edamame, watermelon, radish, the avocado classic sauce, and a sriracha aioli. I am not an edamame fan, so I stayed away from that. But again, I'm a huge ahi and salmon fan in the sashimi grade, so I like sushi is one of my favorite things ever. So I really like that. It's a little spicy too because of the sriracha aioli and the classic sauce that had its own kick. But it was colorful and very good as well. Next was the gyoza, which is a pan or a deep fried Japanese pot stickers with a citrus shoyu sauce. And a lot of places around town say they have gyoza, but I don't know that it's truly gyoza. But I think these are truly gyoza. I will have to wait and see what Steven says when he gets back from overseas, because he is he's our Asian food expert.
Yes, he is.
Spent a lot of time. Hopefully, he's not spending any time in China anytime soon.
Right now, yeah. This would not be the time to visit.
Yeah. Then they had the sweet soya edamame. I did take pictures of it, but I didn't eat it because I don't like edamame. Then they had, this was the funniest one, the spam musubi.
Say what?
Spam musubi. So it's these two chunks of, they're not big and thick, so you're not getting a lot of the sodium and crap in that, but marinated grilled spam, because spam is big in Hawaii. It's actually that state eats more spam than any other state in the union.
I did not know that.
They do. It's big over there. With sushi rice wrapped in nori seaweed. So I've got pictures I'll show you later. I tried it, and it's actually pretty good. I've never been a huge spam fan, even though I think it was more just because it was gross when it falls out of the can.
Yeah.
But it's really just spiced ham, and it's just cured and cut the way it is.
The whole presentation is just gross.
Yeah. They had the Veggie tofu, which had organic tofu, cucumber, carrot, edamame, corn, pickled watermelon radish, which is big for the menu here. I think everything has that because it's so beautiful and it tastes good if you like pickled things. Avocado, sesame seeds, shredded nori, and a miso aioli. And I actually tried it. I don't eat a lot of tofu because it is real food. I know this, but I like my food to actually not have to just take on the flavor profile of whatever it's cooked with. But this wasn't bad at all, so I was okay with it. Then we had the poke bake, which is actually baked ahi tuna in a caramelized miso aioli. Furikake, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up before I make my actual writing. And the reason this is so off the cuff is because I literally just came from there before I came here.
Yeah, you were mentioning on that when we first signed on.
Yeah, and then there's also mixed greens in there too, so you're getting some greens. And then they had the fried ahi tuna. So it was baked ahi and then fried ahi. And it's battered in a seasoned flour, sriracha aioli, sushi rice, and mixed greens for that too.
So if you don't like sushi, if you don't like your fish raw, you have other options.
Yeah. So you can create your own poke bowl. So you have your base. You get to pick your base. It's sushi rice, brown rice, soba noodles, mixed greens, or half and half of mixed greens and whatever else you want. Then you have your protein, and that's what you build on. So if you want the ahi tuna, that's $11.95. If you want the spicy ahi, it's $11.95. Salmon's $11.95. Spicy salmon the same. Island chicken's $9.95. Korean pork bulgogi is $10.95, as is the grilled shrimp or the surimi salad. And that includes raw fish. Okay. Organic tofu, which is $9.95, or no protein if you just want it vegetarian, $7.95. And with that, you get your mixes. You can have carrots, carrot kimchi, cilantro, corn, edamame, fresh jalapeno, green onion, pickled watermelon, radish, pineapples, or sweet onions. You select your sauce, the classic sauce, the citrus shoyu, the sweet soy, miso aioli, wasabi aioli, sriracha aioli. And then you add a crunch, which could be crunchy onions, fried onions, I guess, furikake, sesame seeds, shredded nori, wasabi peas, or wonton crisps. And then if you splurge a little, you can add an avocado for $1.50, seaweed salad for $1.50, masago for $1.50, or surimi salad for $1.50. So, I mean, if you look at and some of those prices may sound a little high, but look at what you get if you get a premium roll at a sushi restaurant. Mm-hmm. A sushi restaurant, you're gonna have 8 pieces of this roll. It's going to be $11.95. Chances are it's going to be that, or maybe 13. I've seen them as high as 15, and that's one roll. You're getting a gigantic bowl. This is a huge bowl.
That is a big bowl.
So you get a big bowl full of stuff, or you can get the signature bowls that are already made. It's located at 750 Summit Street, which is, yes, it's on Summit Street because that's where the door faces, but really if you think of the curve there in West End, at where West End Boulevard, Renolda, and Broad all meet in that curve, where the Tap is, where Joy Mongers is, where the Colony Urban Farm Store used to be.
Snob Shop used to be on the other side of the street.
Yeah, before it moved over to Burke. So it's where Alex's Cafe was, and Alex's was there for a long time, so people should know where that's at. And you can actually, because it doesn't take but 2 minutes to make it, so you can call ahead and say, hey, I'm going to come by and pick it up, and they'll have it ready for you. Nice. They are flirting with the idea of delivery, but not through the services, because those services really just rape the companies with what they charge. So there's not a whole lot of benefit for a lot of local folks for that. Bigger places I can understand. But the website, which is not up and running yet, will be westendpoke.com. They are on Instagram and on Facebook, so give them a like and a follow. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good concept as long as, people realize where it's at, because it's not hard to get in and out of there like Uncle Buzzy's was.
Right. Uncle Buzzy's had the worst parking, but you're right. There's place to park.
Yeah. They have the place to park, and it's right next to the tasting room for Joy Mongers, right across the street from the Tap. So I'm sure you can go over there, grab a piece, and then poke, and then go over and have your beverages.
Yeah,
those places.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's going to work for them. I'm excited about it.
The concept sounds similar to the way they do it at Yama's with the bowl and the different, the rice or the greens.
Yeah.
And then your different ingredients, but obviously it's just a completely different choice.
Yeah.
What do you want on that? Yeah.
Instead of Mediterranean ingredients, this is Hawaiian, Asian ingredients.
But I'm getting a sense that, I love Yama's.
Oh yeah.
But I'll probably enjoy this too.
Oh yeah. If you like sushi and you like Yama's, you're certainly gonna like this, because it's the same thing. It's just really good stuff. And Dave and I were talking about Yama's. He says, I know you love Yama's, and I love Yama's. So he said, this is just a good thing for you. You can eat healthier. And this is truly healthy stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very excited for him. They should open tomorrow. if everything goes well. They were actually planning on opening today, but decided to do the tasting with, it was Michael Hastings and Carol Leggett and myself who were there. So, yeah.
One more day to train the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, the kitchen's been run by Victor, who is one of the owners. It's really the rest of the staff that he's trying to train.
Yeah.
And they were there for it, all three of us, and they weren't even open. But, you know, they did a good job. I think he's got good people. It's just, you know, it's a new concept for people that, you know, everywhere else, poke restaurants are everywhere. But here we have Poke Star, which is good. And Dave says he's been over there. And he says, I enjoyed it. I've been 3 times. And I've been twice, but I've had 3 bowls. I had 2 the first time. Comparatively, I think that you get more in this one for the price. Price point's about the same. The flavors truly are about the same. I think you get a little more in your bowl for this. Actually, for what you get is probably undercharged. It could probably go higher, but I think, you know, the if you take into account for food costs.
Right. But to remain competitive.
Well, not even to remain competitive. They want to make a profit, but they're not in it to gouge anybody. So
Yeah,
these
that's the right approach.
they actually compromise on these prices. Victor wanted to be higher, and Dave wanted to be lower, and I think this is the right price. I mean, $11.95 for the big ones. That's $12, even if you don't add anything else to it. That's hard to beat.
I said that's comparable to an entree that you'd get anywhere else in town.
Anywhere else. So yeah, it's good. Check them out.
Except maybe the U-Haul place. Be a little cheaper there.
Well, you're not getting this at the U-Haul place. You're getting fantastic chicken, but you're not getting poke.
No.
And you're not. You get island chicken, but that's really the only chicken you're getting at Weston Poke. So I look forward to going back, and I recommend to my listeners and readers that you go as well. I think you'll really enjoy it. They're conscious about the environment. The bowls are all of recycled material and compostable.
Oh. Nice.
Both the in-restaurant bowls, which are they're like cardboard, but they're composted material, and their to-go boxes are as well. And they have paper straws. I know a lot of people don't like that, but you know what? I don't even use a straw anymore. Because, you know, why? I'm not really that environmentally conscious, but I try not to be stupid about it. So, I mean, if I have like a 6-pack of something, whether it's Coke or beer or whatever, I cut up the plastic ring, so I'm not killing any turtles or anything like that. So,
Me too.
I mean, like I said, I'm a liberal, yes, very liberal, but I'm not one of those tree huggers. But there's no reason to just blatantly destroy the place, you know?
Right.
So,
well, and a paper straw will break down, where the plastic ones will
not
be here when, 2,000 years from now, they'll pull it out and go, I wonder what this was for.
These people were stupid.
I mean, I don't use a straw at my house. I use a glass. I drink out of the glass. A straw is not necessary. Why do we feel a straw is necessary at a restaurant?
If I'm having a mixed drink, I want a straw, because the purpose is you're getting it from the mix. Because if you're drinking it from the glass, you might only get layers instead of the full complement. However, otherwise, I mean, if I'm drinking a soft drink or water, it's always no straw.
Yeah, don't need it.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all of that. And that was 40 minutes of stuff, so let's take up even more time with food holidays in history for today.
Because we need those.
Yes, we do. Today is the 10th of February, and it's National Cream Cheese Brownie Day.
Oh, I could get down with that.
Oh yeah, I figured you could.
With some extra chocolate chips on top.
Yeah, what said brownie, so I figured you would be way behind that. On the 10th in 1933, the Postal Telegraph Company of New York City delivers the first singing telegram.
I've never received one of those.
I have not either. I think they finally got rid of them. I mean, they were still around enough that I knew what they were, but I never had to go through that. I think of two things, and one is not a singing telegram, it's a candygram, but Blazing Saddles. Candygram from Mr. Mongo. And the other one was Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've heard that he's lost his pluck, but she's the nurse who likes to, and the door's closed. In 1957, on the 10th, the styrofoam cooler was invented.
Wow. And landfills have never been the same.
No. In 1961, the Niagara Falls Hydroelectric Project was officially placed in service to provide electricity. It was the largest hydroelectric facility in the Western world at that time. In 1990, Perrier recalls its entire inventory of mineral water. That's 160 million bottles in the United States after tests show the presence of benzene, a carcinogen, in a small sample of bottles.
That was an expensive recall.
Oh, yes. 160 million bottles. In 2009, on the 10th, authorities confirmed Africanized honeybees, sometimes called killer bees, have been detected in Utah for the first time.
Yep. Killer bees.
Yep. I have some honey liqueur here that was made locally, but it was made from Africanized bee honey, so it's called killer bee.
Does it taste any different than regular honey?
I don't know. I've not tasted the honey. I just taste the alcohol. I love the alcohol. On the 11th of February, National Peppermint Patty Day.
Cool.
I like peppermint patties. When
I
I
do
bite
too.
into a York's peppermint patty, I get the feeling of a... I don't know what the rest of it is, but... I see
get
some...
the sensation.
Yeah. The guy up on the coffee table like he's skiing. And it's also...
Which was first? Peppermint Patty, the candy, or Peppermint Patty from Peanuts?
the candy. The candy
Okay.
was first, yeah.
I figured you would know, but
yeah.
I had to ask.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't have a date to when that was done, but I think that was... York's was around before the Peanuts. It's also Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day on the 11th. I have never once cried over spilled milk, but I guess if I had been around back when they delivered it, and if you spilled it, then oh shucks, because you didn't get it in the grocery store, that they didn't have grocery stores really. Yeah, you.
I have cried over spilled milk.
Oh, okay.
But now, there's more to the story than that. I was like 8, and I was just being stupid, and I was carrying a gallon of milk in on my open palm, and it fell, and it splashed across the entire kitchen, which was carpeted.
Carpet. Oh, kitchen
And those
carpet.
carpet tiles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this was at my grandparents' house, and my grandfather's response after I got it cleaned up was a spanking. So, yeah, I was crying.
Oh yeah.
Over
Okay.
spilled
So
milk.
you weren't crying over spilled milk. You were crying over getting your ass beat.
Yes,
Yeah.
because of the spilled milk.
Yeah. Yeah. I can totally understand that. On the 11th in 1752, the first hospital in America opened in Philadelphia.
Wow.
In 1811, Robert Fulton was issued the first patent for a steamboat. That's why there's a couple of seafood restaurants in Florida, especially called Fulton's.
I didn't realize that was for that. Interesting.
Yep. In 1922, Frederick Grant Banting announces the discovery of insulin used to treat diabetes at the University of Toronto with the alphabet. Basically, his colleagues C.H. Best, J.B. Collip, and J.J.R. McLeod He had a name. They all had initials.
This is the initial club.
Yeah, this is the alphabet soup. In 1943, World War II, gasoline rationing begins in Ottawa, Ontario. It was 10 gallons per month was all you were allowed.
Just 10.
You got nowhere. 10 gallons. In 1968, on the 11th in New York, the new Madison Square Garden Sports and Entertainment Arena officially opened. It's the most famous venue in the world, I think is what their tagline was. In 77, a new record lobster was caught off Nova Scotia, weighing in at 44 pounds and 6 ounces.
Holy smokes. That's a huge lobster.
Yeah. Well, I lobster, then I flounder. In 1994, on the 11th, use of the genetically engineered growth hormone for cows, RBGH, begins, and controversy, of course, abounds.
No kidding.
In 1999, Tatsa Lake in British Columbia received a Canadian record-breaking snowfall of 57 inches in 24 hours.
Wow.
That is what? That's
5 feet?
5 feet.
Just under 5 feet?
Yeah, 4 inches, 4 feet, 9 inches. Is it?
Yeah. That's a lot of snow.
It is in 24 hours.
Yeah.
In 2009, India's largest Hindu nationalist group announced they are developing a soft drink called Jaljal, or Galjal, made from cow urine and flavored with herbs. After testing it, should be ready for sale within a few months, they said. In India, cow urine is believed by many to have healing properties. For me, that would be a solid and rather large negatory.
Yeah, not gonna.
No, not gone to at all.
Well, you know, it kind of gives new meaning to the, man, this tastes like horse piss.
Or cow piss.
This tastes like a cow piss, didn't it?
And the 12th, it's National Plum Pudding Day.
Yum.
I have never seen nor had plum pudding.
Nor have I. I like plums, but I've never had pudding.
Yeah, I hadn't either. I wonder-
Chocolate pudding, yes.
Oh,
Plum
yeah.
pudding, no.
Yeah. On the 12th in 1872, Silas Noble and James P. Cooley of Massachusetts patented a toothpick making machine. And
There's a guy over there in the corner with a knife whittling away.
we got a patent on that, boy.
Yeah.
1880.
Keep whittling.
Yeah. Whittle. Lewis E. Waterman from Brooklyn received a patent for a fountain pen. On the 12th in 1973, the first metric distance road signs in the United States were erected between Columbus and Cincinnati.
And were ripped down the next day.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if they're still there. In 1976, the popular food coloring red dye number 2 was banned by the FDA because studies had shown that it might cause cancer. Red M&Ms disappeared for 11 years because of the ban.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was a sad day. Sad day.
In 1985, Carmela Vital received a patent for a plastic package saver suitable for storage, supporting large carton covers such as those used for pizza pies. I don't know what that means.
The bags they put your pizza boxes in. Is that what that is?
Could be. Supporting large carton covers such as those used for pizza pies. Could be. And usually I don't talk about deaths and births, but in 2000 on the 12th, Charles M. Schultz died. He was the cartoonist best known for Peanuts. Speaking of Peppermint Patty.
Yeah. Still one of my all-time favorite strips.
Oh, yeah. 13th is National Tortellini Day. Yeah. The 13th in 1822, Jeremiah Bailey of Chester County, Pennsylvania, patented the first practical mower of grass. a cutting machine. The two-wheeled mower was horse-drawn and could mow 10 acres a day.
Wow. That's it. We'd be like, yeah, we're not going to settle for that now.
No. I mean, my dad can do 10 acres on his Husqvarna in about, an hour and a half. In 1826, the American Temperance Society was established in Boston, advocating total abstinence from distilled beverages. To which I say,
Well, I have this to say to that.
well, yeah, all of them together.
Exactly.
Gloom, despair. Okay. In 1837, riots in New York happened over the high price of flour.
Really?
In 1865, the Union Stockyard and Transit Company incorporated in Illinois to build and operate stockyards in Chicago. In 1923, Joseph Rosefield of Alameda, California, received a patent for a new process to manufacture peanut butter. The process prevented oil separation in peanut butter, creating the first shelf-stable peanut butter that could stay fresh for up to a year because oil didn't separate from said peanut butter. He licensed another company to make Peter Pan peanut butter in 1923, which is my favorite. And in 1932, his own company, Rosefield Packing Company, began marketing Skippy peanut butter.
So what you're saying is that this guy was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yes, he
Because we didn't
certainly
have to
was.
stir up the peanut butter anymore.
Right. And I hate separated peanut butter. Like if you buy the organic or natural peanut butter in the store and you have to like open it and then you have to stir it up and it's never quite the same. It's oily and gross and yeah.
Takes like 20 minutes to get the whole thing stirred up.
Yes. And then once you're done, you put it away because you have to keep it in the refrigerator. Then it all coagulates and you have to do it all over again.
Yeah. I prefer it to just stay together.
Yep. Thank you, Peter Pan. Or ConAgra Foods now. In 1933, on the 13th, the House of Commons defeated a bill that would have prohibited the sale of alcohol in the UK. Again, I say to that. My microphone hates me. The 14th, obviously, is Valentine's Day, one of the busiest days of the year for restaurants. Again, I am going to a restaurant on Valentine's Day. I told Daniel we would be happy just sitting at the bar. We're not celebrating. We're just there to eat because, it's still a Friday. It's still a day of the week that I like to eat. It's also National Cream-Filled Chocolates Day. Oh, yeah. When you think
now, let me ask, it's only the days that end with the word day that you like to eat on, is that right?
Yes. The ones that end with Y. That's my favorite day of the week.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
So when you think of Cream-Filled Chocolates Day, what do you think of? This is not leading to anything else.
Whitman's.
I'm just asking. Whitman's.
Something
Okay.
like a Whitman's.
So, but what do you think of? What Whitman's flavor do you think of?
Well, there's the cream, but the orange comes to mind.
The orange is what I was thinking of. Anytime I hear cream-filled chocolates, the first thing that comes to my mind is the orange. And then there was the nougat one.
Ooh, I like the nougat one.
Yeah. So
I like that better than the orange one.
the orange one's my favorite because I always just looked for that one because they don't tell you what's what.
Right, you gotta guess.
You have to guess. No, well, Whitman's does. It gives you the shape,
the legend to show you where everything is.
Yeah. But the ones that you just get, they don't tell you anything. It's all a guessing game from there. It's like Russian roulette with chocolates. And
that's when my little brother would get a hold of them and bite the corner off of every single one of them, and then go back and pick the ones he wanted. And I'm like, dude, seriously, you've slobbered over everything now.
Yeah.
It's
Did
just
that stop
gross.
you from eating it though?
No.
Okay.
It was just, I had to get over my brother slobbered on this.
Yeah. Well, chocolate slobber. Chocolate
Yeah.
wins every time.
Still chocolate.
1803, on the 14th, Moses Coates of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, received a patent for a machine for paring apples.
I don't use that.
Do I?
So I don't use that.
I don't either.
I just cut them.
Oh, you just cut them. I thought you were saying something else and your phone cut out.
No, I just cut them. That's it. It's that simple.
1871, on the 14th, Thomas Adams of Hudson City, New Jersey, received a patent for producing chewing gum.
And school systems have been scraping it off since.
Yeah. In our room this past Friday morning for TBD, I was sitting and someone had put gum under the table.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is 2020, people.
Yeah.
Stop
And this is a
doing-
space inhabited and used by adults.
Adults and business people. In 1886, California oranges were first shipped east by rail. I would have thought it would have been earlier than that, but
I would have thought too.
Yeah. In 1903, on the 14th, the U.S. Department of Commerce and Labor was established. And no one cared. In 1922, the Fleischmann's Company registered Fleischmann's trademark for yeast, which was actually first used in 1876. So that was nearly 50 years later.
Yeah, we're going to get right on that patent stuff.
Yeah. Nobody else knows what we're doing. Just go with it. In
I'm going to
19
ask my great-grandkids to take care of that.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. Take care of that. In 1923, the Velveeta Cheese Company is incorporated as a separate company in Monroe, New York. Velveeta had been invented in 1918, again 5 years earlier, by Emil Fry of Monroe Cheese Company. Velveeta cheese was packaged using a 1921 invention of a tinfoil lining that could house the cheese inside a wooden box. Its special cooking properties quickly caught on. When it melted, it was as smooth as what? Velvet, hence its name. And it would never curdle when heated. It was acquired by Kraft 4 years later.
Yeah, it's a cheese product, right?
Yeah,
It's not a food.
right. Yeah, that's what our friend Kevin Heath always says about a lot of the pimento cheese companies. They use American cheese food,
Yeah,
which is neither
neither.
cheese nor food. But I have
I
to
used to
admit,
love Velveeta as a kid. Now I can't stand it.
oh really?
It's fine in a dish, but I just can't eat it.
Oh yeah. Well, I like it like put a little bit of Rotel in there and some sausage, and then eat it
Yes.
with some chips. Yeah, I like it.
I do like that.
In 2003, Dolly the sheep died. She was the first. She was the first animal cloned from an adult animal. I think she was 7, which is a decent age. The average for a real, she was a real sheep, but an actual naturally born sheep is 12 to 14 years. So she was just a couple years off.
Yeah, and at her funeral was heard, Mary had a little lamb with some potatoes and some nice gravy and a road.
This mutton was very nice and tender. The 15th is National Gumdrop Day.
You know, I had a choir director in high school that refused to curse. Just refused. His curse word was gumdrops.
Okay. Gumdrops. In 17th... Go ahead.
I was like, it was really weird when you see this guy just get angrier and angrier, and he slams his podium and just screams gumdrops, which of course causes the entire choir to erupt into laughter, which makes him even angrier.
Yeah.
He repeats the phrase. We burst out laughing again because it was just so ridiculous. Yeah.
I have a friend who is bad for using cheese and crackers. Okay. In 1758, on the 15th, Benjamin Jackson advertised mustard for sale for the first time in America. The advertisement was in the Philadelphia Chronicle and claimed Jackson was the first and only manufacturer of mustard in America. In 1764, St. Louis, Missouri was founded as a fur post by Pierre Laclede. In 1882, the first shipment of frozen meat left Port Chalmers, New Zealand for Britain aboard the SS Dunedin of the Albion Line. None of that means anything to me other than meat. That's the only part that I understood. Meat.
Right.
In 1945, Molson's Brewery Limited shares became available to the public for the first time as Molson's became a public joint stock company.
I haven't seen a Molson's in like forever.
Oh, they have. It's like Molson's Canadian or something. That's several red, white, and blue, but the letters are I don't know. I'm not a fan of Molson's. It's like Budweiser from Canada. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And
My taste have matured past that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and Labatt Blue.
Yeah.
Nah. In 1971, Britain switches from the 12 shilling currency system to the public joint stock. What? Oh, to the decimal system. Sorry, I was reading the wrong line. They went from the 12 shilling to the decimal system. So I tried to look that up to get some clarification on it, and I got a headache just trying to read it because British money is confusing. Especially, I wonder what they're going to do now that they have exited the European Union.
Yeah. Are they going to go back to their own currency again?
I guess so. I'm waiting for Scotland to say, hey, let's have another vote.
Yeah.
Because they voted to stay in England because they wanted to be part of the EU. And then, less than 5 years later, now we're leaving the EU. Can we?
Yeah, y'all go ahead. We're going to stay.
Yeah, I want a do-over.
We'll catch up later.
In 1982, the world's largest oil rig, the Ocean Ranger, sank in the storm-tossed North Atlantic with the loss of 84 crew members. And I know oil rigs and oil tankers are your favorite subject. Following that, and on the same day in 1996, that's 14 years later, the supertanker Sea Empress runs aground near Wales, spilling 70,000 tons of crude oil. The oil spill severely damaged several bird sanctuaries. Gotta be more careful with that stuff. In 2010...
You're right. It's a favorite soapbox, so I'll just stay off of it today.
Okay. I took the helm for that one at least. In 2010, on the 15th, Canada closes its ports to fishing boats from Greenland and the Faroe Islands when they refuse to accept international shrimp quotas. Well, you don't want to go along with us, then you're not getting any. How about that?
Bye-bye.
See you later. All right. Farewell.
See you, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. In 2016, it's National Almond Day. Not Almond Day. Not Almond Day. It's Almond Day.
Thank you for the correction.
You're welcome. In 1852, in South Bend, Indiana, Henry and Clement Studebaker founded H&C Studebaker Blacksmith and Wagon Building Company, which made the Studebaker. It's just fun to say.
It is a fun thing to say.
1932, James E. Markham of Stark Brothers Nursery and Orchards in Mississippi received the first patent for a fruit tree. It was for a peach tree whose fruit ripened later than other varieties. I don't know anything about that.
I don't either.
In 1937, Dr. Wallace Hume Carruthers received a patent for nylon. The patent was it was filed in 31, but the patent was assigned to the E.I. DuPont and Demours and Company. One of the first uses was to replace the hog bristles that had been used in toothbrushes. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I'd much rather use nylon than hog bristles in my mouth.
I'll go out and just rub my teeth on the back of a pig and go with that. In 1938, 1938, on the 16th, the U.S. federal crop insurance program was authorized. That's all your food, holidays, and history for the week. Special thanks to James Ehler at foodreference.com for making us chuckle, roll our eyes, gag at the thought of brushing our teeth with the ass of a pig.
Oh, the things we think of here.
The things we think. But just
Yes.
remember, it is still today National Cream Cheese Brownie Day.
Let's go get some cream cheese brownies.
Let's
I wonder
do
who's
it.
got those for today.
It's Monday, so not Brittany. I went and saw Brittany Friday.
Did you?
Yep. She is going to start a podcast, I think.
Cool.
It's part of a project by one of her friends. And she's like, well, I guess I can do this, and I guess I can do that. I'm like, why? Why? I said, just let's talk. And she says, okay. And then I had to go get my hair cut. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, she posted that all that rain we had on Thursday flooded her twice at the shop.
Yeah.
I hate that for her.
Well, Friday, she seemed to be doing okay. I was there slightly before opening, but and Latasha Bar Lewis, who has been on the show from Cam's Coffee, was in here too. So it was in there too. So it was cool seeing both of those.
Cool.
So the Man Who Ate the Town podcast is part of the Less Desirables podcast network, along with this podcast. You can listen to, I never said that word before in my life, listen to the Less Desirables, the Beer Dads, Fan Interference, Apartment 5B, Beeswax, Final More, Sipping in Sea, The Art of Drinking, and a new one that's just on the network that has really nothing to do with me, called Wheeler's Dog, will be coming soon. You can find all these podcasts and their latest episodes on our network website and directory, tldpodnetwork.com. You'll also find social media links for each one there as well. We would greatly appreciate it if you visit our sponsors. As we mentioned earlier, Carrabba's Italian Grill, located at 587 South Stratford Road. Let Daniel and his company of really cool employees demonstrate what a responsible large-scale family of restaurants looks like. Carrabba's takes the community it serves very seriously, and having a fantastic and awesome franchisee like Daniel certainly does not suck. Follow Carrabba's on social media and at Carrabba's.com for the wine dinner tomorrow. Carrabba's.com/exclusive for the 18th and 25th. It's Carrabba's.com/wine dinner. Washington Perk and Provision Company is located at 301 West 4th Street. You'll find a little bit of everything at the Perk. Local fruits and veggies, meat and dairy from local sources, Bingo Bango sodas made right here, Wolfie's custard, and more. Washington Perk is better than convenience store, not quite a grocery store. On Facebook, they are Washington Perk, and on Instagram, they are at WashingtonPerk_DTWS. The Humblebee shop is located at 1003 Brookstown Avenue in the west end of downtown. You need to go to Instagram right now and look up the Humblebee shop. It's Monday. They're not open. But tomorrow they will be. Go down there. Brittany is whipping up the batter on some delicious desserts, cakes, and muffins, be it regular, vegan, or gluten-free. I actually had, it was dairy-free, gluten-free, I think, oatmeal pie with the cream filling and all that stuff.
Ooh, well, that really sounds good.
It was very, very good. It was everything I could do not to eat all of it and save some for Stephanie. The Humblebee Shop wants to challenge your perception of Scratch Made and leave you with an experience you couldn't possibly forget. For more information, follow them on Facebook and Instagram or visit thehumblebeeshop.com. S-H-O-P-P.
Oh, that's SHOPPE.co. Come on, Ray.
Hey, Ray, it's your turn.
It's me. I get to talk now.
Keep an eye on the blog and this podcast to find out more information about the news and happenings that have to do with food around here. If you have any food news, send us an email, tim@themanwhoatethetown.com, or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter instant messengers. Like us on Facebook. On Twitter, we are Man Who Number 8 the Town. On Instagram, we are Man Who 8 the Town. And now we invite you to call and leave a voicemail for the podcast. Actually, any of the podcasts on the TLD network. You can call 336-422-8682. That's right, 336-422-NUM. Leave a
Now, how much would you pay?
leave a voicemail, and we'll play it on the podcast. Again, 336-422-NUM. 8682. My name is Tim.
Oh, wait, call today.
Yeah. But if you're the next 10 callers, which is baloney, because you'll see that again an hour later on the same channel, and you're like, either they didn't get 10 callers or they're just full of baloney, which is, I think, the case.
Yeah,
Full of baloney.
pretty much. Pretty much, you can count on it.
Well, my name's Tim.
My name's Ray.
And we're closing the recipe box. Until next time, thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. Bon appetit.
Yamas.
The views and opinions stated by me or any of my guests are solely those of ours and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosting companies, distributors, enemies, friends, or relatives. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced or distributed without express written consent of the Man Who Ate the Town, that's me, and Such Limited Inc. However, if you ask nicely, we'll probably let you.